Hello grade 5 students, how are you? This is the time to study science. So, we will study lesson 2 from concept 1, unit 3. This is me, Shaimaa, and this is the Big Sisters channel. So, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and press the bell button. Okay, so let's start our lesson. Here we have activity 4. What do you already know about hydrosphere and its interactions with the biosphere? Last time we talked about the 4 components of the Earth. Now we will talk about the hydrosphere, okay, one of these components. But first we need to answer those 2 questions to make sure that you understood what we said last time, okay? We have here the components of Earth can be classified into biosphere and hydrosphere only. We have 2 components only. Good job. The answer is no, because there are 4 components. Biosphere, which include the living organisms, yes, and hydrosphere, which include the water bodies, okay, and atmosphere, which is about air and mixture of gases that surround the Earth, and geosphere, which represent the land, rocks, soil, sand, yes. The second question, oceans and seas are considered as a part of atmosphere. It is clear that this sentence is wrong, because ocean and seas are considered as a part of the hydrosphere, which we will talk about hydrosphere now. We know hydrosphere is the water on Earth. Are all the water bodies on Earth similar? The answer is no, because we have some water bodies that have salt water and others that have fresh water, yes? So, the water bodies on Earth have different forms and locations, such as we know what from the water bodies. Can you tell me? Yes, as oceans and seas. And we know that oceans and seas always have salt water. Also another form as what? Rivers, groundwater, lakes. Good job. So we have lakes. Most of lakes are fresh water, but some of them have salt water. Okay, so we have ocean and seas, which always salt water, and lakes, which have, most of them have fresh water, and some of them have salt water. And we have rivers, yes. Always rivers are fresh water, and groundwater also fresh water. Okay, so we have here rivers and groundwater are fresh water, and ocean and seas always have salt water, but lakes, most of them are fresh water, but some of them are salt water. Okay, as we see here, this is sea or ocean, yes? Oceans and sea are very large water bodies, okay, as most of Earth, yes, covered by oceans and seas, okay? They are very wide. Here about lake. Lake is a water body that is surrounded by land, okay? And it is relatively small, okay? So if we have a water body that is surrounded by land from all sides, okay? So this is a lake. Now we will talk about river. And river flows from higher place, okay, to lower place, as we see here. So it flows from the direction of the flow of the river from the higher place to the lower place, as we will study now. Also, a river has a definite path. What's the meaning of definite path? Limited path, as we see here. Certain path, okay? So now we know that it flows from higher place to lower place, and it has definite path. Now, we can say that a river is a water body that always flows from an area with higher altitude. Okay, altitude means height, okay? It has the same meaning of higher place, okay? Higher place is a higher altitude, okay? To an area with lower altitude. Also, it has a definite shape, as we said. Here, in this picture, above the mountain, this is a high altitude, higher place. And on the water surface, this is a lower altitude, okay? And to read and write the word altitude is very easy. You can divide it into 3 syllables. We have a, l. Then we have t, e. So we have t, al, t. The last syllable we have t. U here. The U make the sound like its name, okay? So t, u, d. And the e is silent at the end of the word. So we have altitude, okay? Here is a diagram or drawing to show you the high altitude as we see here. So the river flows from the high altitude as from the left to the right, okay, to the lower altitude, okay, in a definite path. As you see, it is a narrow, not very wide, okay, so it's a definite path, okay. So we talked about ocean and seas. We know they are salt water. They cover most of the earth's surface. And we talked about lakes, and lakes is water body that's surrounded by land. They are always fresh water. And we talked about the rivers, okay? We said that the river has definite path and flows from the higher altitude to the lower altitude. Then we have the last one, which is groundwater. As you see here, this is the groundwater. It comes from under the surface of water. As we see here, water beneath, which means under, okay? The earth's surface, okay? It's always fresh water, okay? And how this water collected under the surface of earth by what? Leakage of water into earth through what? Porous rocks. What's the meaning of porous rocks? Rocks that have pores or holes. So the water go inside through these holes or pores and collected under the earth's surface, okay? Okay. Now we will talk about new term, which is renewable resource. We want to know what's the meaning of renewable first, okay? Re means again, okay? And new, we know the word new, the opposite of old, yes. And we have able, which means what can be. We can say that the word renewable means what can be new again, can be new again. Good job, Junior 5 students. So we can say that renewable resource means a natural resource that it is found in nature, okay, that can be new again or can be replaced. So renewable resources means a natural resource that can be replaced. Natural resource like any material that's found in nature, okay? Now we will take 2 examples to understand what we said, okay? First, we have water. Water is a natural resource, okay? As we see here in this diagram, we have what? Here we have sun and we have a water body, okay? So here, the sun heats up the water, so the water will evaporate as it will change from what? Liquid state to gas state. Good job, Junior 5 students. So when the water changes from liquid to gas state, so it will go up, okay? And then, as we see here, the circled ones by red, okay? This is a water vapor that goes up, okay? Then it will form clouds. As here, condensation will happen. What's the meaning of condensation? That these water vapor in the gas state will change into liquid state, okay? So it will be water, okay? Here in these clouds. Why this condensation happens? Because there is a lower temperature here, so much cooler, that make the particles in the gas lose energy, as we studied in the first term, and go closer, okay, to each other, so it forms the liquid, okay? That from what we studied before, okay? So now we have water in the liquid state, forms in the clouds, then it rains, so the water comes back to the water body, even it lake or sea or ocean, okay? So what happens here? Water evaporates, so it now is a gas state, and then it condenses and changes into water again. So here we have question. Water is considered to be a renewable resource. Right? Wrong? Yes, of course. Water is considered to be a renewable resource. Why? Because it can be replaced in nature, in the water cycle, as we see here in this drawing as the water. So this called the water cycle, okay? During this water cycle in the nature, what happens? The water presence in water bodies evaporates. The water vapor collects in air, forming clouds. And then the water returns back to the Earth's surface in the form of rain, okay? So this is the water cycle, and the water is a renewable resource. Also, we have another example for the renewable resource, plant. As we see here, the plant is considered to be a renewable resource. How? As you see here, this is the cycle of the plant. As we plant the seeds, okay, and the seeds germinate, okay, by continuing watering these seeds, it grows to form small plant, and then mature plant, and then forms flowers, and then fruits, as we have here apple. And from the seeds inside the apple, we can plant these seeds and form new plant, okay? So here, the can be replaced, okay? So the plant is renewable resource. Why? Because plants can be planted from seeds that grow up, forming a new plant. So we can say also that the plants depend on water, because if we don't water the plant, so these seeds can't grow to form new plant, okay? So plant depend on water to grow and survive, as we know. So if the water is a few amount or decreases, or the water is polluted, so it will affect the plant. Yes? Yes. Here we have the plant and the water. Okay? So plants are considered from what of these components of the earth? Biosphere or geosphere or atmosphere or hydrosphere. Also water is considered from what of these forms? Components: biosphere, geosphere, atmosphere, or hydrosphere? Yes, excellent. Plants is considered from the biosphere, and water? Yes, it represents the hydrosphere. So here, as the plant depend on water, so the biosphere depends on the hydrosphere to grow and survive. They interact with each other, okay? Now we finish this activity and we will go quickly to activity 5. It's very nice as it has the title, What is in your environment? Imagine that you are in a park. Yes, we want to classify the environment components into the 4 main groups, okay, of Earth. Okay, are you ready? We have here this picture as it is a park. We have girl and boy, some trees and flowers, birds, butterflies. We have a puddle, a small space that has water, it's puddle, okay? And some rocks, soil, okay? And we wanted to classify those things into the 4 main groups of the Earth, okay? So, first we have here, we circled in red, yes, the rocks and soil. They are represented what? Yes, geosphere. Excellent. And then we have here this small puddle. It represents, yes, hydrosphere. Very good. Then we have 2 other main groups, biosphere and atmosphere. Yes. First, the biosphere, we have, yes, we have the boy, the girl, the tree, the flowers, butterflies, the birds. All of those are biosphere because they are living organisms. And then the atmosphere, the last one, it is represented by, yes, air. Here, the wind that moves the, yes, the leaves of the trees, yes, and also the air that we breathe, and all living organisms breathe, yes? So we have here, we can put in a table, geosphere like rocks and soil, hydrosphere like puddle, and biosphere here like the boy, girl, bird, trees, butterflies, and flowers, atmosphere like the wind, and the breathing in the living organisms. Also, we have here, classify the following items in the table. We have rivers, insects, mountains, seas, deserts, crocodiles, and wind. Okay? We want to classify those in the 4 main groups of Earth. So, we start with the geosphere, as we have here, yes, mountains and desert, because they represent land. Yes, very nice. And if we talk about the hydrosphere, so we have here, yes, rivers and seas. So both of them are hydrosphere, okay? And if we talk about the biosphere, so we talk about the living organisms like insects and crocodiles. Amazing. And the last one, atmosphere, is represented by wind. So if we classify them in a table, it will be like that. Geosphere, like desert and mountains, hydrosphere, river and seas, biosphere, like crocodiles, insects, and atmosphere is represented here by wind. So for now, we finish our lesson. I hope it was easy. If you found it useful, so press like and share, okay, and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.